Welcome back, guys. This is pack one, and we'll see what we got. Um, so we got a couple of powerful black cards here. One being Selimgar's Butcher is one really powerful card. We also have Hand of Selimgar, very strong, 2/1 Death Toucher. Rare actually is a fairly powerful card, Profaner of the Dead. What it reads is exploit it or exploit a creature, and whenever it exploits, return all creatures your opponent controls with a toughness less than the creature that you exploited. It's very strong. I think I'm gonna start off with that because blue is a fairly strong color in this set. Red is also very powerful. Blue black is a very suitable color for me, I think. This is weird. Oh, that is not good. There we go. There we go. But so our rare we got is Ashtown of the Sovereign. It's our second pick. Green, white. When it dies, you may put the top card, put it on the top or bottom. So it's not a very strong creature. It's a 7-drop. But it is a dragon. So it's a very strong card, and I think I'm gonna pick him. Yeah, my first pick, Magic Online glitched out a little bit. I'd rather have picked the rare, but now I think my guy in the right will go into blue, so I don't really want to pick up blue anymore. So I'm gonna give him blue cards. Like the Death Scribe is one of the strongest cards in this pack. But the Dargan here is very, very strong. No, no, I think I can just go with the Zephyr Scribe. This is a very strong card as well. I'm gonna stick with my plan, and I'm gonna go with blue black. Ooh, Dragon Tempest. Also another very strong card. Whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, gains haste. And then whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals X damage equal to the number of dragons that you control. It's a very strong card, yes, but you must have a lot of dragons. Um, at least in the early in the pack, you just want to pick up the best cards. And the best cards in here is obviously Tarkir Beastbreaker. Another one is this Quartermaster, is a very strong card as well. Dragon Fodder is strong, but then I really like this Aven the best right now. As it is in our color, as well as this Ojutai Summons. But Ojutai Summons is a 5-drop, so I'm gonna take this card draw. Here I might just want to take the Evolving Wilds as it's one of the strongest cards. Other than that, I like the Behemoth, Twin Bolt. Glade Watcher is good, but then I don't really want to pick that up anymore. Ojutai Summons is also a very strong card. I think I'm just gonna pick up the Ojutai Summons as it does produce 2/2/2 flyers for 5 mana. My other pick here is Evolving Wild, as it's a very strong card as well. Right now we're looking to pick up things like oh, what is that card called? But here I'm gonna just pick up the Ojutai Summons. We're looking to pick up cards like what is it called? Palace Familiar, that's what it's called. Alright, so here, if we're sticking to our plans, green seems somewhat open as these guys are getting passed. Most of the cards with Salt Road on them are pretty good. But the Ojutai's Breath is a very strong card in this set as well. Colligan's Aspirin, Glade Watcher is also, that's also very strong. So it's either, yeah, no, I'm just gonna stick with my colors, and I'm gonna go with Ojutai's Breath at this point. Okay, so Explosive Vegetation is like prime. This is what you want in your deck. Um, if I pick the green-white dragon, Explosive Vegetation is like snap pick. It's either the Sidisi's Faithful, as it just it's basically a tempo play, but we don't really have too much that we can exploit, and we already have 2 exploit cards. So we're just gonna pick up this Dutiful Attendant, as it's a very good target for my exploit cards. Alright, so one of the most powerful exploiters in this set is this guy, as it is basically a impulse, but you send them to the grave, and you know it's pretty good. It is also a 2/4, so it's a very good ground blocker. My other pick here is going to be the Culligan Monument, as it produces black, and then the red can be a splash. But here I'm just going to pick up the strong exploiter that's in our colors. Okay. So we know that black is basically open, I think? No, white is definitely open, because of the light walkers still here. We can take the Tarka's Monument, or the Self-Inflicted Wound. I think I'm just going to take the Inflicted Wound, as I think I want to be in black at this point. Mind Rot. So Mind Rot is a very underwhelming card. It's very low on a lot of people's pick list. But Mind Rot can win you games. Like, it's one of those commons where it will blow your opponent out. Obviously it's situational. Sometimes it's really bad, but the other half the time it will win you games. And I really love this card. So Territorial Rock is a very strong card. As like a 2-drop, it's a filler, but I like it. But it's not in my colors, so I'm just gonna take the Marshhawk. The Dragon Tempest wheeled, but then the Mystic Meditation is basically our best pick here. Dragon Fodder is also just like a timely card that I would really want to play. But it's not the card that will drive me to that color. The Mystic Meditation is a very playable card. Marshhawk, because Marshhawk. We're just gonna here pick up we're gonna just pick up this statue because it's more splashable. Oh, nope, couldn't pick it. Okay, that's fine. We should have taken the artifact creature just because it's a little bit more splashable, and you want to cut off any opportunity your opponent can fix cards. Okay, so we're it sucks a lot because we just got a Rakshas Gravecaller, which is the best uncommon in the set. Like no questions asked, it's the best. You cannot get anything better. We're also passing an Ojuttai Interceptor. Obviously, the pick here is the Icefall region because Dargan. Other than that, we want the Rakshas Gravekeeper, Coat with Venom, or the Ojuttai Interceptor, basically. Those are the 4 cards we want. We're hoping at least one of them wheels, and it should. Because people's gonna be picking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So one of them should wheel. As people will be taking the Dromoka's Captain, the Bowmaster, the Dromoka Dunecaster, and the Stampede Scavenger, and the Culligan Aspirin as well. But we're just gonna take the Icefall Regent here and hope the not the Gravecaller, the Coat with Venom will wheel. Alright, so here we get these fairly okay cards. Discipline from Scorn is a very bad card in draft. Duress is okay. This Ambush Shaman or Ambuscade Shaman, it's a very strong card, and it will help you win games easily. But if we look in our deck, we see that we're missing very low drops. So we're actually desperately wanting this Culligan Skirmisher as a 2-drop just to play on the second turn. 2 drops in this draft format is fairly important because it is a faster format than the Khans block. So we can either take the Ambush Shaman, or Ambuscade Shaman, I guess it's called, and then pick the better card of the set, or we can just take the 2-drop. I think here I'm gonna take this guy though, because it is our strongest card. Okay, so we actually get two really good picks. Palace Familiar and the Meringue River Skeleton. Other options is Defeat, and that's about it. The other cards here that's good is Saber-Tooth Outliner, Dragon Sacred Bear, and Enduring Victory. We're on those colors. Looking at how many exploit cards we have, I think I'm a little bit more lenient onto the Palace Familiar. But the Meringue River Skeleton will be better most of the other times. But Palace Familiar is flying. This is a really hard choice. Okay, so we're going with the Meringue River, whatever it's called, River Skeleton. Okay, so here we have another Palace Familiar. So the best card in this pack is obviously Pacifism. Next is a Tarkir Beastbreaker, and then it's a Palace. And then it might be as a playable card, you just want to pick up the Rendling Volley if you're actually playing with paper cards. The Anyok Survivalist is a very good card, but obviously the Tarkir Beastbreaker is a ton better. Butcher's Glee is very good in black. Palace Familiar is also very strong. I might actually just pick up the Palace Familiar. Just because I'm really wanting 2-drops right now. If it wasn't there, I'm taking the Butcher's Glee, obviously. But I already have enough 3-drops, so I'm just gonna pick up the Palace Familiars. So here we are actually given Mind Rot, Duress, and Ugin, or Sion of Ugin. Oh, it's really funny though, because this is not an artifact, guys. It is a dragon spirit creature, which is colorless. It's very funny, as it gets around ultimate price. Oh my god. That's obviously a very strong card. Mind Rot is the card I love, and then Duress is also a really good card. Contradict is not a strong card, but it is funny. I think I'm just gonna pick the dragon here though, because it is a strong, it's still a dragon. Alright, so blue dried up really quickly, coming this way. So on the other side, coming the other way, we should just pick all our blue cards and cut off the blue coming from our right side, I'm guessing. No, passing to the left. Whatever. It's an online draft, so it doesn't really matter which side it's coming from. But we want to be cutting off the blue to whoever is sitting right beside us. Here, the Sipsic Icebuggers aren't really exciting. So we're actually just going to be taking away this the Brawler, because it is the best card in the set, or in the pack. Okay, so we get a very strong card in our deck called Shambling Goblin, as we want to be exploiting that away. So we're going to pick that up. Reducing stature is a very strong removal, like quote unquote removal. Um, Other than that, all the other cards are really bad. Oh no, Hardened Berserker is really good. Enduring Victory is really good. Violing Earrings, playable. This guy, the Segmented Talk or whatever it's called, um, won me a game before, Megamorph into a 7, and then they take 7 damage. It's amazing. But Reducing Starcher is probably the best pick here. No, so this was our original pack, and we did not get our Ojutai Interceptor back. So we're just going to do the same thing, and we're gonna pick up the Mystic Meditation here. Yeah, we're just gonna pick up the Mystic Meditation here. Duress. So Duress is a very it's not too powerful of a card, but in situations where you're later in the game and they're holding up like 3 cards in their hand, it's gonna be a removal spell of some sort, like a Sandblast. And then it's very good taking that away, or after like a CDC trigger, Duress becomes a very strong card. I don't really like the Psychic Icebreakers, mostly because I don't have anything that's good in the grave, or anything that we want to be sending to the grave. And then we didn't pick up the second Mind Rot, so we're just gonna pick up this Glint to protect our creatures. Yeah, we'll just pick up the second Glint because the other 2 cards are actually very bad. Right, so we got the second Mind Rot, which is actually fairly good in our deck. Alright, so the best card here is Battle Brawler. No, Dousing Gloom. Okay, in the Favor Forge pack, you want to pick up all the dual lands. You can, but this is not in any of our colors, so we don't. Mastery of the Unseen is the bomb, and if someone has it, we will die to it. But we don't want to pass the Dousing Gloom because it's a very strong card. Now I'm gonna just check up how much Mastery of the Unseen is worth. Uh, oh, there you go. But yeah, we're gonna just pick up the Dousing Gloom. Alright, so good cards in here are obviously Orc Surshot. In our colors, Will of the Naga is strong, and then Gurmak Angler is obviously strong in this pack. But we're gonna pick up the strongest of all, which is Orc Surshot, as it will dominate games on its own. The best card in this pack is Teamer Sabertooth, and this will kill us. But we actually have an answer called Silumgar Butcher, but we're just gonna take the Orc Surshot because it's strong. So Dowsing Gloom is the best card in here. Other good choices are the High Priest and the Whisk Away, as well as the Sultai Skullkeeper, but I think that will wheel. But I do like the actual removal rather than the like the 1-turn removal kind of thing. So we're just gonna pick up the Dazzling Gleam as it is the strongest card in the pack. There's a third Dazzling Gleam which might be a bit too much. And we can just pick up the Sultai Skullkeeper. Yeah, we're not playing these glints if we can't. So yeah, I think we have to pick up this Skullkeeper now to make sure our early game, we survive the early game. So Typhoid, oh, Aven Surveyor is a very strong card. It is flying, a 2/2 flyer that can bounce things, which is very strong in the set. Um, yeah, it's gonna be my favorite card in this favorite Forge pack as a common. Obviously my second pick is the Typhoid Rats, as it does get rid of all the ground creatures that are very strong. Alright, so Mastery of the Unseen I just got is 10 cents online, so good thing we didn't pick that. And Aven Surveyor will be my pick here. So we get our second Aven Surveyor here. Other good cards is obviously Soul Summons. Diplomacy of the Waste is actually fairly good. Thinking that we have Duress and Double Mind Rod in our deck, could go with that route. Other cards is Ancestral Vengeance. So it's either these two, I think, the Vengeance or the Surveyor, because we have a ton of 3-drops, including the Marsh Hawks. So we're just gonna pick up the Aven Surveyor here. Alright, I don't know why this is still in the pack, but I will take it because it's strong. Okay, so this pack is very bad for us. There's nothing really too strong in here. We can just cut off the dual land. I think that's what we're gonna do. So basically, fixing in this set, you actually only get a couple per person. And sometimes people don't get any, and it's very important to have some of these what's it called? These fixing in the deck. And if you don't, you want to prevent other people from having it. Mostly if you have nothing else to pick for your own deck. Okay, so we actually pick up Will of the Naga here. Alright, and then obviously the Sultai Skullkeeper Wheels, which is very good for us. We're gonna just pick up the Sudden Reclamation, as it is actually one of the best cards in the pack. I guess we'd pick up the 2-drop. Yes, we actually wield this Vengeance, which is good. On the bad last pick. Okay, so we actually have I don't know, what is this? Reduce and shut Ochai Breath, Monastery Siege, Deadfall Attendant, Double Mind Rots, Avens, Double Mystic. Okay, 2 Mystic is way too much. Gurmite Crowner, 8 Double Aven Surveyor, Ochai Summon, Butchers, and the Marsh Hawks. Okay. So we're gonna go into deck building here. Okay, and Ojutei Summoned is a creature. So we have 1, 5, 8, 11, 16, 19 creatures, which is way too many creatures. And then we have 7 non-creatures. No, that's not right. 10 non-creatures. We're gonna cut this Duress because it is very mediocre. So we're gonna cut these Mind Rots for now. These Mind Rots are very good against very slow decks, and they are terrible earlier in the game, where they will just spew out creatures every single turn, and then we won't have any answers to them. We don't actually want to be in those kinds of situations. We want to be in those, like the most optimal play with Mind Rot is about a turn 4 or turn 5 Mind Rot, or even turn 6 double mind rod is the best place. Against slower decks, we're gonna probably side in like duress and double mind rod. I think we still have too many creatures. 5, 8, 11, 16, 19. Okay, so we're just gonna cut off one of these Marsh Hawks for now. Move that to where it's supposed to be. So we have 25 cards right now. We want to be cutting it down to 23 and run 17 lands, I think, with this deck. Yeah, I like 17 lands. Mostly because we have the Mystic Meditation and the Palace Familiar and the Zephyr Scribe, so we can dig through our decks fairly well. I'm gonna cut this Ojutai's Breath. No. I'm gonna be cutting this Reduce and Starcher here, mostly because we have a ton of 3-drops, and too many is just too many. The other place where we have way too many cards is our 5-drop slot. I want 4 and not 5, but most of these cards are very strong, including the Slimguard Butcher and the Ojutai Summons. So I think I can leave these guys over here, and then just hopefully I survive until I get there. Gurmag Drowner is also another card where I will get to search my deck through. This amount of creature is very actually good with the Orc Shursha, as I will be able to keep on playing creatures every turn. Sadly, I only have one dash card, which is the Ambuscade Shaman, so I don't really get to abuse him as much. I think he's gonna be about here, though. We still need to cut one more card. It actually might be this Irvin Surveyor. Or this Gurmag Drowner. So this 5, like this is set. I can't really take out any more 2-drops, 1-drops as this, or I will actually just die to all the decks with 2-drops. The 3-drop looks very strong. Maybe the Default Attendant just can go away, as there's nothing too strong with that. So I think it might be like that. And then that can be like that. I think this might be fine. Yep, okay, I'll try this. Yeah, looks fine. Looks very fine. Okay, so we're gonna try this. Obviously, when you're making your deck, you want to count yourself, how many symbols you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to show you guys how I do my way. I just take out a calculator. I counted 10 symbols and 10 black symbols and 18 blue symbols. I just go 18 over 28. So 64% times 17. So I run about 11 islands, and then I do basically the rest is technically I just go like 10 over 28 times 17. So we run about 6. So I run 11 islands and 6 swamps is basically how I do it. This is just all mathematically, and then just start off with that. Yep. So right now we have 18 lands to start off with. Oops. And then we're gonna sort this by Convert to Mana Cost again. and then sort where we want to be casting all of our cards. We're going to be casting our Marshhawks turn 3, but it's a colorless card, so we're going to keep that aside. So we're going to keep all our colorless cards aside. And then we also keep all our 1 mana 5 drops or higher off to the side. Anything we want to play turn 6 or later, we want to keep aside. This includes the Odritized Breath, and I think that's about it. Okay, so now we see our curve is our first turn. We want to play our black, and then it's gonna be our blues, and then it's gonna be a split, and then we curve into the blues. So we actually have right now we have 11 islands and 7 swamps in our deck, and we need to cut one of our lands. Because of the nature of the deck, how we want to curve into our blues, we're going to cut one of our blues, and we're going to try and start off with a swamp with and then curve into more islands. Okay, so we're going to submit this deck, and then we'll see you guys for round 1.